The 6.7 Powerstroke has a plethora of maintenance items, but what is the most forgotten maintenance item on a 6.7 Powerstroke that could cost you your motor if not replaced? Well, that is the crankcase ventilation filter. This filter is one of the most important to change because it can prevent oil leaks and will reduce blow-by. So today, that is what we're going to be doing on this customer's truck, installing a crankcase ventilation filter on his 2011 6.7 Powerstroke.
We've got this 2011 F250 King Ranch 6.7 Powerstroke lifted badass truck right here. We're actually doing a couple of things to it, a crankcase ventilation filter. The reason we're doing a crankcase ventilation filter is because I'm about to show you guys here in a second. Justin, my technician, is going to go ahead and jump in on the crankcase filter. I had to drive all the way out to Navasota to get this filter because there are none in stock here in town. We only use Ford Motorcraft parts, so that's why I went out of the way to get this customer the best products out there for his truck. The customer spends a lot of money on his truck and he wants shit done right. What we're going to do now is pull this old crankcase filter off. We're going to do a little bit of a comparison and show you guys how to really tell if your crankcase is bad. My tech here and I recommend you change it every 40,000 miles, just so that way you don't build up any crankcase pressure. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into it and we're gonna go ahead and pull this crankcase filter off and show you when you kind of definitely need to change it and also definitely want to change it in that 40,000 mile interval. The crankcase filter out. This is the old one. How you know majority of the time it's the factory crankcase filter is it'll have the injector IQA numbers right here. It'll have the basically OE sticker, and that's how you know that it's an OE1 from the factory. What we really saw whenever we diagnosed this customer as a crankcase filter is that ballooning right there. As you can see, the pressure's built up so much that it's actually pushed the plastic out and made it balloon right here. That's what the old one looks like, and this is what the new one looks like. So as you can see, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but this one right here is flat and this one is pretty ballooned. That is a telltale sign that your crankcase filter is going bad. Once again, this is the most forgotten maintenance item, hands down, in my opinion, on the 6.7 Powerstroke. But you can see, like right here, the seam right here, it's actually tight and sealed, but back here it's where it blew out. But you can actually see the separation right there, and that's, I mean, another telltale sign that your crankcase filter is indeed bad. And I've seen these, not even lying guys, I've seen these cause a motor. Like, you need a motor after you don't replace these for a while because it builds up so much pressure in there that it starts to seep past the piston rings and will destroy your motor. So this is the one thing that you guys gonna want to do. If you want a Ford OE1, which is what we do here, it is around $350 to $500 to do that here at my shop. I know a lot of you guys are just gonna say, oh, that's super freaking expensive for just a filter. Just for the filter alone, guys, for an OE1, it's $250. That's parts plus labor plus, you know, drive time to go get the filter and everything at my shop and everything like that. That's just to get the part. It's definitely worth it to replace it with the OE1. On my 6.7 Powerstroke, I did the exact same filter for my Powerstroke Central YouTube channel, and I was being a cheap ass and I didn't want to spend the money on an OE one, so I went with an aftermarket one, and that ran me about $190 for everything, and it didn't fit. So the filter actually wasn't sealed right on the back and I started leaking oil. So exactly right when we replaced that is when I stopped leaking oil. Now my 6.7 Powerstroke runs fine, but that is the reason why we don't sell aftermarket crankcase filters here at my shop, is because they do not work, guys. Now Justin's going to show you guys how to install it and throw it on there. If you guys want to get this done, which we highly recommend you guys do, if you don't want to put a motor in your truck, get this done at my shop, PSC Automotive. You can give us a call on the screen. But let's get this in and then we'll fire it up for you guys.
Josh talked to you a little bit about the crankcase filter and how it can cause engine damage and stuff. It can also cause severe oil leak. This thing balloons up and stuff and creates crankcase pressure in the system. Then yeah, you can most likely will blow out your oil pan and stuff like that. We see it all the time on 6.7s. This is the most forgotten maintenance item. I mean, this is huge. People look right past it and don't even think twice about it. This will save you thousands. 2017 style has a bolt-in style filter. It's actually, you take the cover off and it's got an actual filter inside. Those are junk. I would throw those away. This style has got a baffle style system in it, which really don't plug up. I mean, they do with a lot of miles on them. I've seen the 2017s with the actual filters in them, they clog up everywhere 20,000 miles. I mean, they're junk. Yeah, I recommend putting these on your 2017. Just go ahead and throw that whole filter in the trash and get you a sealed up system. Every 6.7 Powerstroke CCV, don't care what the VIN says or any of that stuff, they will bolt up. Yeah, I recommend putting just a baffle style system on your 2017.
So we're all wrapped up with this crankcase filter. Justin is the one who installed it. So what we're gonna do today, right now, is go ahead and cycle the key a couple times because we also changed his fuel filters as well since we were already there. What I like to do after I install my fuel filters is actually cycle the key for 30 seconds. So it's on for 30 seconds, then you turn it off, and then you go on for 30 seconds again. I do that 3 times. So we're gonna do that right now. And we cycle it. So we turn it on. So we finished cycling the keys. Now we're gonna fire it up. You you get all that air out of the lines and it fires up a lot faster, a lot better. You guys can hear? Sounds good? Everything good?
No leaks.
No leaks, everything looks good. If you want to keep your 6.7 Powerstroke maintained properly, then you're going to want to get your crankcase ventilation filter replaced. That's why we offer it here at PSC Automotive. We don't just work on Fords, we also have Duramaxes and Cummins like the one out there in the parking lot. If you guys are looking to find us, we are in this business center right here off of Highway 6 in Bryan, Texas. Thank you guys for watching this Powerstroke Central. That's also my other channel. But thank you guys for watching this PSC Automotive YouTube video. If you want to call the number on the screen to get your crankcase ventilation filter fixed, you guys can.